You're a project manager of one of the initiatives that's been taken within the Genetic Alliance UK, and that is the route maps for rare diseases. Tell us about that initiative.
So this is a Department of Health funded project that has supported 10 of our member groups to create a condition-specific route map. And based on those experiences, we've created a toolkit, a step-by-step guide basically for other groups to then be able to create their own route map.
Okay, so just tell us a little bit more about that, because obviously if I had a child that was affected with a particular rare genetic disease, these route maps help patients who belong to that particular group to understand the best way in which they can get access to care, support.
That's right.
Education.
So it's basically a comprehensive guide signposting patients and their families to help them improve access to information and care. It looks at more than just a medical pathway, it also looks at social care, education and support in the workplace. Anything that's really relevant to the condition.
Right. Clearly, for most patients, these things come as a shock, the fact that their child may have a genetic disease and so forth. So there are emotional issues, there are social issues, there are political issues. So your route map helps them to understand the way forward for them to ensure that their relatives or themselves are better looked after and cared for.
Yeah, so it depends on the condition. Each of the groups have really looked at what's impacted on them. So some have really focused on the medical aspect, others have looked at more of the social and counselling side, as that's something that they feel is more important and affects their patients more than the medical aspect.
Right.
It really looks at it from diagnosis through to long-term care and maintenance really of a condition.
Right, right. And of course, because you created a toolkit, which is basically a template for each other charity who's focused in a particular disease area, shows that they're not all the same. They're quite different. Is that right?
Yes, and when we picked the 10 pilot groups, we really tried to look at a lot of different conditions. So we made sure that we had a congenital condition, a late onset condition, neurodegenerative condition, just because there's different obstacles that each condition faces, and we wanted to make sure that we, with this toolkit, were able to help every group that wanted to create a route map.
Jessica, going back to the toolkit, I believe that's going to be launched soon?
Yes, correct? It will be freely available on our website to any group or organisation that wishes to create their route maps, their own route map. We will be spreading it far and wide via our social media and through our partnerships and networks that we have ourselves.
And then will you then check those route maps when they've completed them, or they just go off and...
No, the idea behind the toolkit is that we've developed it so that it will empower the groups to build their own capacity, that they will be able to go out and ensure that the material they're using is referenced, and getting specialists and clinicians to review the medical information that they have written.
Right, and also presumably you can provide advice and consultation.
Yes, of course, we'll always be here to provide any support, and all of the pilot groups have all agreed to have their contact details included in the toolkit so that they can provide support based on their own experiences as well.